Hello, welcome to the first video of this study block. This is going to be a video that kind of sets up the task for Monday's session. But before that, a couple of things to kind of go through. We're at the end of the first week of kind of teaching, and really impressed with the engagement. Really impressed with the kind of the attitude, the questions. I know it can be a little overwhelming in the first week, particularly with the way I kind of go at it in terms of what I hope you will write and how I hope you will write and the kind of way I hope you will think about the module. So I understand it can be a bit daunting and overwhelming, but everyone seemed to be really responsive, and I think we're going to have some really great scripts and stories coming out of this study block and the third year, so that's really exciting. For those of you who were at the Ben Wheatley masterclass and then the screening in Truro, I didn't pay him to say most of the things that I'd already said in the session we'd had a couple of hours before, but it was really gratifying to hear him sort of iterate some of the things that we talked about, particularly in terms of going out and making work and the importance of making your own work, finding your own voice, and getting better by building up a body of work that you can then become critical about. There was also the stuff about not giving up, and I thought there was lots of things that we talked about that was that came out of that, which was really encouraging. So, yep, there was no bribery. That's what he thinks. That's what I think. Take it or leave it, of course. You have to follow your own path, but I thought there was some really valuable stuff in there, and it was really fun. So, hope you enjoyed it if you came along. So, we looked at kind of story and structure and kind of started to think about feature films this week. Next week, we are talking about character. And this is the key to, I think, that's my dog downstairs barking away as usual. What it means is that someone in the vicinity of about 2 or 3 miles has decided to breathe, and he is not happy with that. So he is making everyone aware of his unhappiness at other people's gall at trying to live a life. He'll stop or he won't. And Tessa might cry or she won't. We'll see. It's all good fun. You never know. So character. Character is the most important aspect of the module, I think. I think that character is the key to feature screenwriting. I think it's probably the key to story. I think that's that's why people go back to stories that they love, even when they know the ending, because of the characters. And we'll look next week at what constitutes a great character to you and how we can start to build great characters and what great characters need. There's a session on Wednesday with Clive Frayne, which will be in the production hub, so make sure you check your timetable and remember that. And that will be an interactive session where he will kind of look at how to think about character, and you'll be able to kind of input and work through that as well. So that's usually a good fun session, so we're looking forward to that. Before that, we will kind of go over some other stuff in the class. And with that in mind, there is a task that I want you to complete for next Monday. There's a link below this video or next to this video. It's somewhere around this video that contains a task that the kind of dramatic writing theorist Lagos Egri suggests to do. And as you know, I'm not a great fan of gurus and people who kind of espouse about how to write, but his book, The Art of Dramatic Writing, contains 2 or 3 things which are really useful, and I think that this task is really useful to kind of think about. So it's there's 2 parts to it. One is kind of analytical, and one is creative. So I want you to look through that breakdown of ways of things to consider when developing character and how to build a character, and I want you to take a character that you love from a feature film that you love, not a TV show, not a video game, but a feature film, preferably narrative, because that's the module that we're working on. And I want you to take the character and then fill out what you think are the attributes of that character under every heading. And some of them you might have to make up, but I think that you can be critical and think about, what are the aspects of this character? What are the attributes, both physical, emotional, spiritual, and look at the kind of needs and kind of areas that Ed Gree's talking about. So that's part one. I want you to do that for a character that you love. I want you to not say the name of the character or the film. So we're going to try and guess some of them and see if we can look at the attributes of a character and work out who they are. That should be fun. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to take the protagonist of the story that you're thinking about working on for this module, and I want you to do the same thing for that character. And obviously you can name that character and give the title of the film if it's appropriate. Now, I don't want you to worry too much at this stage. I just want you to kind of go on instinct and try and work out all the different aspects. Mainly because I want you to see all the different areas that you have to think about when developing a character. And also because later on in the module we're going to do this again after we've looked at character, after we've looked at drama and all those kind of things. So don't worry too much about kind of not really knowing. Just try and feel your way through it, do the best you can. Post them both on the community in 2 posts or 1 post, but clearly so we know which one's which. Preferably 2 posts, and say character analysis or character profile. Okay, so character analysis is the one we're going to work out who it is, and the character profile is for your character, for the protagonist for your story that you're working on for this assignment. I hope that's pretty clear. We're going to talk about a little bit about representation, and there is a kind of newsletter also around the Google community that I've just posted that you might want to sign up to, the Bang to Write newsletter. It's a script reader's newsletter, and she's very honest about being a script reader. She's a very kind of successful and much sought after script reader, so she knows her stuff from that side. And it's another aspect of the industry that you'll have to think about. And I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong, but it's good to kind of start to know what people in the industry look for when they look for a kind of a screenplay and characters and stuff like that. So that's just for you to kind of look at and think about, and we'll cover some of that stuff on Monday. So that's it really. That's the first one done. I'm going to I'm going to have some dinner, and then I'm going to do some stuff, because stuff to do. We'll spend some time with Tessa because I haven't seen her all day. Well done again this week. See you on Monday. Good luck with the task. Any questions, just post them on the community and I'll pop in and check them out. And I'll see you on Monday. Take care.